All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about Adrien Broner pulling out of his fight with Figueroa this weekend, and people speculating that there would be a reason other than what was given, which was mental illness for this for the fight being canceled. I'm not buying it. However, I will tell you that it may be the best scenario for Adrien Broner. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon. In this video, we're going to be in the 140-pound division. Bad news is that a fight that we were expecting to get this weekend is not going to take place, and that is the fight between Adrien "the Problem" Broner and Figueroa at 140 pounds. It was going to be a crossroads fight for both of these guys who have been off for a good amount of time, and a very, very, honestly, man, I cannot miss exciting type of fight for boxing fans. But unfortunately, Adrien Broner has pulled out of the fight, citing mental health issues and saying, look, there's nothing to play with. I don't want to go in the ring unless I know I'm all the way into it. I'm all the way there. And that's not the case. So he pulls out the fight. And the fight was, and he was replaced in that fight with Sergey Lipinets. Now, also, there is conversation going on around about what Adrien Broner really wants to do next and what would probably be what I think. I'm not going to give into what people are saying and I think this is the case because, man, I have no idea what is in the brain of Adrien Broner. And on top of that, Adrien Broner and mental health issues should never be dismissed. Very, very serious things. I've experienced them myself, so the scenario myself. So I understand what that is, and it really is no joke. But if you understand what's going on, you can get past it. So, I don't think Adrien Broner is the type of person who's going to throw out there and just make something up similar to what Danny Garcia has said. And who else was another guy? Teofimo Lopez has mentioned it as well. I think all of these things should be taken really seriously. However, I do believe that this may very well wind up being a better situation for Adrien Broner and for boxing fans that are fans of Adrien Broner. Now, before I get into that circumstance, or my opinion on that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you're a longtime subscriber, supporter to the channel, thank you so much for your continued support. It really does mean a lot. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button and the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. So Adrien Broner really over the last, week had said some things in an interview that made me wonder, man, really, does he really want this fight? Is he really into this fight? And also something that was said by Romero, I thought was something that was like, man, when Romero said this, I was like, that's a better idea than what these guys are doing. Now, those two things are first, Adrien Broner said, hey, look, I would like to fight Floyd Mayweather Jr. in an exhibition match, right? Where I know that he'll get $100 million. I can get $100 million. Now, you better believe this. When he said that, thought to myself, look, if you getting $100 million, Floyd ain't just taking $100 million now. You know what I'm saying? Floyd ain't splitting that right down the middle with you. You better hope for you to get you a $25 million and him get to $175 million if that thing happened. But regardless, it was a scenario where Adrien was like, look, I could have a exhibition fight with Floyd Mayweather Jr. and that would do very, very well. And no joke, I think that an exhibition pay-per-view between the two of those guys really would do very, very well, man. Do way better than what he got with Dangerous Don Moore. So, and we're seeing where Adrien Broner is with his career. I think that may be a very, very good fight, and it might actually be a way for Floyd Mayweather Jr. to come back and have an official fight and get to 50 and get to 50. Is it 51-0? Get to 51-0, or who knows, maybe 50-1. I think Adrien Broner is probably a little bit better fighter than people still give him credit for. But that probably is something that Adrien Broner is interested in, obviously. However, what Rolly Romero said, which was, look, I want to fight a pay-per-view fight with Adrien Broner. That fight right there, I think, is a better fight for Adrien Broner than the fight with Omar Figueroa. First of all, Omar Figueroa, I said it from the time that he made that fight. Man, that is a mistake fighting Omar Figueroa. Omar Figueroa is everything that you do not, that Adrien Broner does not want to see. He is a volume, relentless puncher, constantly letting his hands go, constantly throwing shots. He is, even at 140 pounds, he's a small 147 pounder, Figueroa, but he is a big 140 pounder, and he's got a good amount of pop on him, and that style is just so bruising that I could see Adrien Broner flat out losing that fight against Omar Figueroa. If nothing else, that's the sheer volume of Omar Figueroa going into that fight. I think that is just a real bad matchup for Adrien Broner, and Adrien Broner was more than likely going to lose that fight and may have looked bad and taken a lot of punishment doing it. Even if he wound up getting his pound of flesh off Omar Figueroa at the same time, maybe he could have got, maybe he could catch Omar Figueroa and get a knockout on him. That is possible as well. I just thought that was a bad look for that fight, where if he does go to a pay-per-view against Rolly, that is a better fight. That's a better fight to sell from the point of view of the PBC or Showtime, because everybody's going to tune into that. That is what you call world class. Just like Rolly Romero said, that is world class ish talking going on between the two of them, and it's a style, I do believe, that is better for Adrien Broner than Omar Figueroa is. Right now, obviously. Rolly Romero would have to move up to 140 pounds where Adrien Broner is in order to make that fight happen. But I think that, that's probably what he needs to do anyway. But that's a good be a very good payday for Adrien Broner. Very good payday for Rolly Romero. If Adrien is actually able to beat Rolly Romero, that's a good comeback win. That's a good comeback win for him in an exciting fight, because Rolly Romero is going to be pressing that fight the entire time. So, I hope that Adrien Broner gets one of the two things that he said the one thing that he wants is the Floyd Mayweather Jr. exhibition. That to me seems a little bit more far-fetched than the Rolly Romero coming back and fighting Rolly Romero. That makes a lot more sense, and something that would probably be good for both of these guys. But anyway, you cut it. I wish that I would have been able to see that fight with Broner and Figueroa. I was definitely looking forward to it. It would have been made for a complete day of good boxing, because you have the Alexander Usyk and Anthony Joshua fight taking place in the UK in the afternoon American time, for US time. And, the Adrien Broner fight happened in the evening. But, I'll still take the Omar Figueroa versus Sergey Lipinets fights. I think that may be a good thing, even though I'd be surprised. I thought that Lipinets was fighting at 147 and Omar Figueroa wanted to be at 140. So, I'll be interested to see. It'll be interesting to see what's happening with that specific weight thing there. But all in all, should be a good fight. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.